Finally, after a long chase, we get to meet Arthur. Arthur is the man behind the S2. Well, I'm so pleased to meet you, Arthur.
Nice to meet you as well. Nice to meet you as well.
You've been sailing, right?
Yeah, I just had a short moment to get out on the water, so I took advantage of it. Yeah, it's fun out there.
So I'm told you sail and work and work and sail. Is that what it is?
I mean, those are kind of two key things for being in windsurfing business, right? You have to do both of them.
How much you work? How much you sail?
I work a lot. I probably work 70 hours a week.
Serious?
Yeah, and then I got 2 kids, and then I fit in sailing in between all that, you know?
That's amazing. And 70 is all design, or you handle the marketing, everything?
A little bit of everything. I mean, design was always my main focus, but you know, it's a small company, you know, do a lot of communication, basically a lot of everything.
You know, it's so amazing to find out after many years of being a fan of different brands, that the sailmaker is basically a person and his brand and his ability to do things, right?
Yeah, it's just another job, right? You know, you just it's maybe a bit more passion focused, because windsurfing is not a easy business, but you know, you have to be dedicated to it, just like anything, right. You know.
So what's the idea behind S2? Why did you want to create a new brand and a new sell? What was your original rationale?
So I started working with Barry at Maui Sales,
right.
Barry Spenier, in 2005, and we worked together. You know, had a great collaboration for 10 years, and in about end of 2014, things sort of ended with Maui Sales. So Barry and I talked about it, and he was like, you got to start a new sail company. And the name S2 came from it was actually early in Maui Sales. I was sitting at the computer working on a design, and Barry was standing next to me, and he's like, my last name is Sputznar, and he's like, oh, Sputznar and Spanier, that sounds good together. So
that's the S2.
So 10 years later, it was like we're trying to come up with names for this new company, and I was like, Barry, you remember what you said like 10 years ago? What if we just call it S2, S2 Maui, and that's where it started. So now
what year was that?
That was end of 2014. So we're basically on our 10th season of S2 now. So it's been 20 years that I started working with Barry, and I was very fortunate to have someone legendary like that to learn from, and then and he was always really open to new ideas, so I could bring new ideas along, and it was a great collaboration for a long time, and and so now here we are.
Right. So what stands S2 apart with regard to other sales? What would you say is the leitmotif of the brand of the models that you bring to the market?
Well, aside from the design quality, we have been refining the designs for a long time. When we first started S2, immediately we said we didn't want to come out with just another. There wasn't room for just another sail brand that was ordinary. So we went to the U.S. sailcloth manufacturer and designed brand new materials back in end of 2014 that they had never made before, and it was we had warp-oriented Technora that evolved into warp-oriented carbon, and all the panel layouts were according to load to distribute the tension. So we wanted to make lighter. Our goal was to make lighter and stronger and more stable sails compared to what was out there, and that required specific materials. So we basically developed brand new materials, and so 5-10 years we've been doing carbon and Technora, and we're starting to see it's popping up in other brands the last few years, but we always wanted to kind of stay ahead of it. So now we're moving into other new materials to keep pushing the envelope of lighter and stronger.
What's this Dyneema movement? Can you expand on that?
Yeah, the Dyneema, it's a fully woven Dyneema sailcloth, which is incredibly strong. I mean, you can take scissors and force them through it, but then they will not slide, you know, so it basically has incredible tear resistance and very lightweight. I mean, the only disadvantage is, of course, the cost, but we try to
So is it one and a half times the standard cell, or is it 2 times the standard cell?
the cost or
Yeah.
the actual material cost.
No, retail price compared to.
Oh, no,
What should people expect?
The retail price.
20% more, 30% more.
Yeah, it's maybe 150 to 200 euro more.
Okay, so it's
retail.
not that bad.
No, we purposefully tried to keep it reasonable because we want everyone to experience them.
Right.
So we keep the margins tight.
So I had Dyneema. I exploded one of my beloved cells in lanes, and it was my fault. I cannot, I cannot complain because I got a wave in the head, and the second one was broken, so it probably hit the reef.
Yeah, sometimes everything will break.
Yeah. So what if I had Dyneema? It would have not. I mean, the base panel exploded, like toward in 3 different directions. Dyneema would have not done that.
It depends on what it is. I mean, I imagine if you hit it with like a spreader bar or a fin hard enough, I mean, it may be less likely to, but it's mostly about the combination of lightweight and strength. It's something that
it feels like paper more than. I mean, I've had I had Pascal gave me the Goya Dyneema. No, I mean.
Yeah, they don't have one of the same. It must be a different material that you're thinking of.
Okay, this like the carbon line, that's different.
Carbon and Dyneema are very different. Like our standard model, right. We call it the Carbon Tech. It's sort of the original S2 construction that we've had for. Evolved from the one 10 years ago,
right?
Is basically carbon and Technora, and new for 2025 we have Dyneema, which is a completely different material. It's a woven.
It's branded in itself, no?
Yeah, it's a woven material that has a laminate on one side, and it's actually so the threads actually interlock through each other.
So it's indestructible. I mean,
nothing's indestructible.
Okay, right.
It's very strong for how light it is.
Right.
And we're always every year we're trying to push more and more lighter, stronger, better performance.
Okay, for what durability, that's clear. But in terms of feeling to the sailor and handling, how would you rate it compared to standard cell?
I mean, handling's amazing. It's super light, and it has equivalent overall wind range and stability to our traditional. I mean, our traditional construction is pretty much would be considered a premium construction because, no one uses carbon and Technora in their traditional construction, except for us. So,
okay. Just a question on the range. What kind of sailor should match what kind of sails? If there is such a lure, besides personal feelings and preference, who would you point toward Dragon? Who would you point toward? The Alchemy and so on.
Well, specifically for wave sails, Hokipa sailors. I mean, the Dragon is our most popular wave sail. It's very maneuverable, but also has a wide wind range. So, I think for the majority of people that are sailing in good wave conditions, I recommend the Dragon. The Alchemy has outstanding top end wind range. It's a 5-batten sail, and a little bit more of a little bit looser leech, so it's transitions between being like a powerful wave sail and a bump and jump sail. It can cover all those.
So for European condition, you would suggest the 5-batten?
Not necessarily. For maneuver-oriented wave sailing, like performance-oriented wave sailors, I still recommend the Dragon. It's very popular North Sea, in Italy.
Yeah, we all have it.
Everyone, I'd say, like if you're wave sailing and you want to make tight turns and maneuvers and the Dragon.
Capito, Antonello, devi vendere la Dragon.
Yeah, the Dragon's the number one for that. The Alchemy, if you maybe sail more in small waves or like to do just a lot of jumping or sailing in chop, then the Alchemy it's like a powered, going fast, blasting sail.
I got myself an Alchemy on rental to see what it feels like. I have the full set of Dragon. Yeah. But since 4.9 has to be repaired now, I rented.
Oh, from High Tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean it's a fun sail.
I still haven't rigged it. It's all been 4.6 weather.
Yeah, for Kanaha, like for example, a lot of the older sailors at Kanaha love the Alchemy. they go out in waves, they wave sail, but maybe they're not getting quite so radical. You know, they ride waves. You can ride waves with it, and you can push hard on it too, but it's more of a it's for blasting across chop and jumping and. Or also oftentimes for larger riders, the Alchemy is quite popular too. You know, like a 5.7 Alchemy for someone that's, like a heavier sailor is perfect. Yeah.
I got just 2 more questions, and then I'll let you do your sailing, or you're going back home.
Yeah. I got.
You've done your sailing.
I got to get back to my my other responsibilities. Yeah.
Okay. One question is the team. Who's on the team at the moment, and what are the perspectives in terms of sponsorship? I mean, we know about Camille.
We just signed Camille for 2 more years, so we're excited about that. And I've worked with him for many years at Maui Sails, and then also I think we're on like maybe the 6th season now at S2 with Camille. It's been he's a great guy to work with.
Yeah, I can tell you, I was here in 2016 and then again 2019. I remember the S2 guys coming out, those together at lunch.
Yeah.
So you could tell it was like workers, surfer workers.
Yeah.
And in 2 hours, the spot would be taken over by the S2, by the red and green. No?
Yeah, the original colors.
And then it was like massive. It was like 5 or 6. And they were all unknown, but super good.
Yeah, no, we have a good local team. Like Russ, who's also helps organize the IWT competitions.
Yeah.
They
used to be Casey, no? They used to be.
Yeah, Casey, and then we have another guy that's showing up. I think later today or tomorrow. That's his name's Brian. He sails in the gorge a lot. So we have a good local team.
International team, just Camille?
No, well, we have a lot of.
You have Luca. No?
We have a lot of racers too. I mean, we've been working with Justine, who's been dominating all the races, and we signed Lohan Jules again, who he finally broke into the top 10 in Slalom X, and I mean he's such a strong, talented racer. I wouldn't be surprised to see him on the podium this year in the Slalom X.
I see in Talamone a few S2s, like super big and super powerful slalom sails.
Yeah.
That's in a place in Tuscany that we get thermals every day in the summer. So.
Yeah.
And then there's quite a few that go with this long sail.
Yeah, I mean obviously wave sailing is we're sort of equally split between waves and racing. Waves is a big part of our passion, but also racing. I mean, with the legacy of working with Barry, we always work with champion racers, and Micah, who lives on island, the former world champion, is like our regularly helps us with sail testing for the race sails.
Okay, Arthur, the last point is that there is also, that maybe is a suggestion or an idea to think about. You come to Maui and you go to the Maui temples like Quadro and High Tech and Hotel Maui. There definitely needs to be a temple for us too, don't you think?
Well, we are represented at High Tech, which is one of our basically the biggest shop on the island, and Russ works there as well. So I feel like we have a good representation at the in the High Tech store.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, maybe someday, but
the physicality of like
there's a lot of shops that have been closing in town. I mean, there used to be like 6 shops in Kahului, and now there's like maybe 2.
If it's not a secret, how many sales do you more or less? How many sales you sell worldwide?
I don't know. I don't think we should be talking numbers in the interview, but yeah, we're doing good.
Okay.
Still, yeah.
So what's the total market? That's different. Total market for
I don't even want to guess that, honestly. Yeah, that's not.
So you just know yours.
Yeah, I mean, I have a good idea.
No, because I'm a business consultant on a trade. And I've been trying to guess the number several times over. No?
Yeah, I don't think this is the time to speculate on that.
Is it shrinking or is it growing?
I mean, certainly the last few years. I mean, COVID was a big bubble, so I think everyone had like a huge boost in COVID, and then it sort of leveled out. But I feel like we have we have good and active importers. We're very international, and
so it's growing.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say growing, but we're steady. I think we're steady, and yeah, I mean, we've been, you know, business is going, so.
Right. So bad that I missed you on the water, but do I get to see you tomorrow or the day after tomorrow?
I think Sunday I'll be back out.
Okay,
Tomorrow
that's my last
I
day.
have a lot going on, but yeah, Sunday we should have some proper swell. So
Okay.
yeah, maybe we'll see if it's good here or somewhere down the coast.
Right.
So
Thank you so much for your time. I
Yeah.
know it's so precious, so thank you very
yeah,
much.
thank you. It was nice to meet you, and yeah, thank you for speaking with me.
Right.